Infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrases are listed in your textbook on page 271. This is chapter group 5, Getting Down to Business on Quality Management, and chapter 3 on Voltaire. And let us take a look at these infinitive phrases. There are different forms of them. Sometimes, and very often, you may see in sentences just particle zu plus infinitive of the verb. Sometimes we use additional words as, for example, plus zu plus infinitive, or ohne plus zu plus infinitive, or anstatt statt plus zu plus infinitive. Let's analyze all of them. First of all, what is an infinitive? Let's, for example, in the sentence, I must go, what I highlighted yellow, the verb go is used as infinitive. To make it more sure that we have an infinitive, let's analyze the sentence, I have to go. In this sentence, we use the verb go with particle to. Particle to, it's not a word. We cannot translate it. It's just some kind of indicator which we use with the verb, and this indicator let us know that what I'm doing right now, I'm not going. So I have to go, I have to do something. But the verb go is used separately as some kind of idea of what I have to perform, what I have to do. So in both cases, go, the verb go is used in infinitive form. When we translate the sentence in German, they will say, ich muss gehen, I must go, or ich brauche zu gehen, so I have to go, I need to go. Again, if you compare the English sentence I have to go with the German sentence ich brauche zu gehen, you see that in German sentence we use a particle as well. This is particle zu. In German we say zu. Zu is separated from the verb, so there is a space between zu and the verb gehen, and the verb gehen is used with ending en. Ending en in German language, it's a sign, it's a symbol for infinitive form. So, and we use infinitive of the verb gehen. Again, I must go. So the verb go is highlighted yellow, is used as infinitive. But if you compare it with the sentence, let's say, my friend goes. So in this case, the verb goes is not an infinitive because it is connected to the subject. So my friend goes, so friend is highlighted as red, it's a subject, and goes is the verb. So we have such called subject plus verb agreement. When in a sentence we have subject plus verb agreement, that means our verb agrees with the subject, and this agreement is modified by ending es, goes. This is not an infinitive phrase. This is just subject plus verb agreement in statement, in a sentence. But if you compare it with I must go, we have actually three elements. I is the subject, must is the verb, so here we have agreement between the subject and verb, plus we have additional verb which is highlighted yellow, go, and this go is an infinitive. How it works with verbs without prefixes and verbs with inseparable prefixes in German language. Let's analyze the English sentence. The student reads the book. So there is a student who is reading a book. In German, the same sentence will say like der Student liest das Buch. So here the verb is used in the third person singular position. In English sentence we have ending s, reads. In German sentence we have ending t. So from the verb lesen we use specific form liest. Now let's create infinitive phrase with the same verb to read. He has time to read the book. Look, he has time, this is the main part of the sentence. Then we put comma, and then we identify what is activity he has the time for, to read the book, for reading the book. So as you see, we use particle to as an indicator that nobody is reading the book. The student has just time to read the book. So we give some kind of idea to read the book. So we use infinitive phrase. Let's translate the sentence in German. Er hat Zeit, das Buch zu lesen. So what happens in German sentence, this particle to, which we use in German as zu, plus infinitive will go to the very end of the phrase. So we still have comma, but particle and infinitive will go to the end. Infinitive in German means we have ending en. So zu and infinitive are used separately. There is a space between zu and infinitive, and verb is at the very end of the sentence. What happens if we use a verb with superbal prefix? Let's analyze the English sentence. The student gets up early in the morning. So we use the verb to get in the third person singular position with ending s, plus we have up. In German sentence, we will say der Student steht morgen früh auf. This is translation of an English sentence, but look, our superbal prefix is now used at the very end of the sentence. It's highlighted green. Let's create a sentence with infinitive phrase. It is difficult to get up early in the morning. Look, we have all three elements in our phrase, infinitive phrase. We have comma, and then we have particle to, we have infinitive get, and we have up. Then we finish our phrase with early in the morning. What happens in German sentence? Es ist schwierig, morgen früh aufzustehen. All three elements, we use them now in German sentence at the very end. And look, we have now the situation when zu is used together with the verb. So zu is practically integrated between the prefix and the verb. The verb is still used in infinitive form. We have ending en. So we have prefix plus zu plus infinitive. They're all used together. There is no space between them. They're all used as one word, but verb is still at the end of the sentence. Sometimes we use specific words for infinitive phrases. For example, So represents like some kind of reason, explanation, why we're doing this, in order to do something. For examples, he swims every day. Why? So what is the purpose? What is the reason of his swimming every day? The reason is he wants to stay fit. Let's create the sentence. He swims every day to stay fit. So to stay fit, this is our infinitive phrase, and particle to is an indicator that the verb stay is not connected to any subjects. It just uses some kind of idea to stay fit. Let's translate the sentence in German. Er schwimmt jeden Tag, fit zu bleiben. Look, in German sentence we put comma and we use this verb which represents the reason. So he swims every day in order to stay fit. As you see, zu plus infinitive is used at the end of the sentence. So this is our in order to do something. Zu plus infinitives are separated. There is a space between zu and the verb is at the end, and verb still has ending en, which is indicator for infinitive form. Another word we may use in German sentence, we pronounce it like ohne. We don't pronounce h just make o longer, and ohne translation is just without. For example, he takes the book without asking. Now in English we use such called gerund form, so form with ending ing, asking. In German language, we use infinitive phrase with zu plus infinitive construction. Er nimmt das Buch ohne zu fragen. He takes the book without to ask it. Okay, so zu is separated from the verb. There is a space between zu and the verb fragen. Verb is at the end, and verb has ending en. So this is how it works with word ohne. Another word we can use in German is the word anstatt or just statt. So spelling may differ, but the meaning is the same. The meaning is instead of doing something. How do we say it in English? Instead of sleeping, he reads a book. Look, now what we did, we started our sentence with the infinitive phrase instead of sleeping. In German, we can do the same. Anstatt zu schlafen, liest das Buch. So as you see, we started our sentence with infinitive phrase, we put comma, but still, if you analyze this phrase, what is red? Red is instead of, then we have yellow part is our particle zu, and then what we have like the lilac color, pink color, this is the verb schlafen. It is used at the end of the phrase and it is separated from particle zu and it has ending en. So instead of zu plus infinitive are separated, verb is at the end.